It means, and I've collected this figure from Watson Institute of International and Public Affairs. This is the amount of money that US and allies has poured in Afghanistan. Around $2.3 billion they have put here. But if we see the gap between import and export, it's huge. And this one is, we can say, insignificant in scenario of Afghanistan. Why? So that's why, as a researcher, as an economic student, it led me to just research about this. So I've compiled few literatures, around 112 literatures related to international trade and economic growth. And I've classified it into three major parts. The first one is export-GDP relationship. And I've come to know that few literature shows it has a positive impact. It means export has a positive and significant impact on GDP. But even I've come to know some of the literatures there that shows a negative and insignificant impact of export to GDP. Impact will be positive, not negative, positive in here. And it's similar to the openness and GDP. So this $100 million in 2009, and it peaked in 2018, which is $900 million. And if we see our imports, even our imports are also increased. Suppose we're United States, United Kingdom, these are our major partners in advanced economies. And then our huge amount of export and import is with emerging and developing Asian countries, like China, like India, like Bangladesh. These are the countries that we have more contribution. And our northern countries, northern neighbors, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan, with CIS. CIS is a Commonwealth independent state. It includes several countries. Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, even Russia is also included in CIS countries. And of course, we have a bigger engagement with Middle East or Arab countries. Kuwait, Bahrain, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia. These are the countries we have partnered with. So if we see export direction, in 2002, around 8% of our share belonged to export, belonged to advanced economies. And it decreased to 6% and again decreased or declined to 2%. If we see emerging countries like Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, in 2002 it was 10%, increased to 20% and again increased to 44%. It has several reasons as well, but we are not going to discuss about reason now. If we see about CIS countries, pre and post-war period, but today I'm going to just describe, or we can say discuss this part number one. How did I select the model? And here, if you want to select a model, you have to just go through some steps. The first step is you have to find whether all data is stationary at level or not. If all data is stationary at level, we're just going to find out. If there's one exogenous variable, we just use this OLS, ordinary least square. If you have only one exogenous equation. But if we have more than one exogenous variables, then we use var test. And here, if our all variables are stationary at first difference, we have one level, then we have first difference, then second difference. If all variables are stationary at first difference, then we have to find out the cointegration. And here we have so many options. If the cointegration exists, then we have to run OLS, but in level. At level, we have to run that model. If cointegration exists, but it's in a multiple equation, we use VECM, Better Error Correction Model. And in here, if it doesn't exist, then we use OLS, but at level, at first different data. And the last, if we have more than one exogenous variables, then we use var. At the last, if we have a mixture of variables, it means some variables are stationary at level, some variables are stationary at first different. Then what we have to do? Then we have to first find out the ARDL cointegration. First, if cointegration exists, then we have to use ARDL coefficient. But if it doesn't exist, then we use OLS. And if it's more than one equation, then we use var. So in our case, in here I've just brought the equation, the calculation, and here these are the variables. These are the variables that are stationary at level. And these two variables are stationary at first difference. That's why we need to use the mixture of what? I1, I0, and this ARDL coefficient. We have to use that one. This is the way I've used ARDL model. In the first, we have to find out the stationarity of data, and because we have so many ups and downs in terms of history, like in 1993, we have different regime. Even in that graph, you have seen that from 2001 till 2018, even that we have so many ups and downs. If you have ups and downs or fluctuation, then we have to use a structural breakpoint method of ADF. This is the method we are going to use. After that, we have to find out the criteria, selection criteria, and through that we use var lag order criteria.
رنا شکوفایی استعدادها